So there I was, minding my own business, not doing anything to anyone, not putting any negative evilness out there in the world, just being on the internet, just being on YouTube, and I see the big stupid banner ad, the thing that has to download before you can even see if you have new messages sent to you, whatever, when you first log into YouTube. And there in the banner ad or the banner video was KFC hot chicken. Now, I was in Nashville maybe 2 years ago for a conference. And did I just say 2 years ago? Years ago. Sorry, it was way longer than that. Actually, I was in Memphis, but I went to a place that was serving hot chicken. I had never heard of it before. And it's not really that different from things that when you're a kid, you fuck around in the kitchen a little bit, especially if you learn how to cook, like I had to learn how to cook. And so, you make some fried chicken and then you do weird shit to it. You may want to drown it in barbecue sauce, and in this case, hot sauce. Of course, this was way better than the bullshit that I was doing at 12. Um, Hot chicken has been around for a long time, and I want to read an excerpt from, and I want to read a little piece written about hot chicken and its history from the Bitter Southerner. I will be putting the link in the low bar, like right now. Um, anyway, I want to read it a little piece of it here about the origins. Um, and God, this website is horrible though. It's a blog. All right, here we go. This is just an excerpt from the blog from the website Bitter Southerner, and the author goes into the origins of hot chicken, and then I'll just get in my opinion about another example of the only kind of cultural appropriation that really pisses me off more than anything else, even more than when hipster bloggers, especially food bloggers, start running off at the mouth about who did what, because that's what the reaction. This blog was written out of a reaction to a bunch of wrong-headed people and new transplants who were mostly white dudes who had moved down to Nashville and suddenly felt that Hattie B's, not Hattie B's, but it was a two-store chain down there in Nashville, ran and owned by other white guys, and the blogger was going on and on about how great it was, and I don't doubt their food was good, but he completely missed the history of where hot chicken came from. And again, there's nothing wrong with wanting to do your own stuff and based on what someone else has done, but you have to recognize where it came from. I don't think the original owners of the restaurant that this guy was blogging about was doing that, but the blogger certainly was out of place. I'm not going to read his piece. Matter of fact, it kind of was written a while back, maybe about a year ago or two. But I just want to read this little excerpt from the Bitter Southerner. Another black neighborhood grew up. Another black neighborhood grew up a few blocks northwest of the state capital, known as Hell's Half Acre. It housed the poorest African Americans in the city. It had unpaved streets and no sewer system. The city's disinterest left the area open to trouble. It became known for saloons, prostitution, and other vices. It also had some of Nashville's oldest black churches and schools. Sorry, guys. Something came up. So, where did I leave off at? Sorry about that. Okay, I know. Now, over the last decade or so, the story of how hot chicken was invented has become part of the local mythology. The sort of tale Nashville residents can recount with dramatic pauses and wry chuckles. It happened this way. Back in the 1930s, at the height of the Great Depression, there was a man named Thornton Prince. He was a handsome man, tall and good looking. Beautiful wavy hair, his great niece, Audrey Prince Jeffries, tells me. He was also a bit of a womanizer. He was totally a ladies' man, she laughs. He sure had plenty of women. Women women handle cheating partners in all sorts of ways. Some look the other way, others walk out, and a few get even. One of Thornton's women got fed up with his philandering ways. He had stayed out all night and come home expecting breakfast. She wanted retribution. That morning, just like all their other morning afters, she got up before he did. She didn't make him dry toast or gruel, no. She made him his favorite. She made him fried chicken. Then she added the spiciest items she had in her kitchen. No one knows what went into the first hot chicken. She couldn't run to the grocery store to get something, Jeffries muses. By the time the bird was cooked, she was sure she had spiced it beyond edibility. As Thornton Prince took his first bite, she must have just braced herself for his reaction. Would he curse? Would he whimper? Would he stomp out? But her plan backfired. He loved it. He took it to his brothers. They loved it too. The woman disappeared from his life, but her hot chicken lived on. The Prince brothers turned the idea into the BBQ Chicken Shack. We don't know who the lady was that was trying, Jeffrey says. All the old heads are gone, gone. But hey, we're still profiting from it. She pauses. So women are very important. I'll end with this. Jeffries has an easy explanation for the chicken's popularity. My mother said, if you know people are going to talk, give them something to talk about. This chicken is not boring. You're going to talk about this chicken. Now, hot chicken became so popular in this for over the years, really, but it was very localized. So it wasn't until, of course, two things: food bloggers, foodies who travel and blog and vlog, and then, of course, it made it to the big time when the likes of oh God, what's his name now? The guy who eats everything. But anyway, when the likes of Anthony Bourdain and a few others, chefs, have gone with their television shows and have covered the making of hot chicken. Now, there's plenty of other places in Nashville that make it. And what I'm going to also put now in the low bar is a link to the NPR piece that goes into hot chicken, basically the origin, which is, I read a little bit about, but then also about the dangers, I think, of where people are missing the mark in terms of where he came from, and that kind of thing. Also, they touch on KFC. All right, so I'm just putting the link in the low bar real quick. So, after my last two streams where I was basically talking about, cultural appropriation and then later on cultural appreciation, I wanted to give an example, and this will be the last time I speak on the subject matter, but it's just that it all just happened exactly at a perfect time for me to see that KFC ad. And then, of course, to see that it was about hot chicken and that they're going to make hot chicken. Um, some people are saying, well, do people, other people out there have the right to do, to take something that obviously is other people like and enjoy, and can they recreate it? Of course, they have the right to do it. I just hate when corporations do it. One, there's no way it's going to taste good. It just isn't. I don't eat KFC. I don't eat McDonald's. I don't eat any of that crap. I don't eat any of the major fast food chains or anything that they have to offer. I have gone, when we do little travels or whatever. We've passed my wife when she travels with our kids and things like that. She will drive miles to passing by McDonald's, Burger Kings, or what have you before she'll find a diner or something like that. Me, I've walked past all kinds of places 'cause I just refuse to give my money to those places. Number one, and two, it is what it is, man. It's a major corporate capitalist chain, and their food is, in my opinion, beyond edible. And all kinds of unprincipled shit goes behind their product, from underpaid cooks to just feeding us complete poison in order for them to mass produce shit for people to eat for profit. So, yeah, don't eat KFC. Don't eat their stupid hot chicken. I say if you really want the real deal, do two things. Go to your local restaurant if you don't have it in your city. Go to your local restaurants that you often support. Go to the chef. Buy the chef a beer and say, hey, have you heard of Nashville hot chicken? What do you think about it? Have you tried it? Maybe they will go ahead and make their own version of it, or just make the original version and put it on the menu. Or better yet, go ahead and put some money in the pocket of the local people, of the local cooks of Nashville, and next time you go on vacation, pick Nashville to go see. It is I haven't, again, I've only been there once, and it's I think it's a beautiful city. I think it's a cool place to visit, so you should do that. All right, that's all I have to say about that. I will see you guys later. Peace. This is the Garage Autonomist.